1. Ar-Rayyan. The Prophet stands before his companions. He raises his hand. He says there is a gate in paradise with a name, Ar-Rayyan. This gate is not for everyone. It is built only for those who fast. The hadith is recorded in Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. The wording is simple and direct. The Prophet says those who fast will enter paradise through this gate. No one else will use it. The name Ar-Rayyan means well-watered or abundantly satisfied, the state of those who endured thirst in this world. The same narration reports what happens after the fasters enter. The gate is closed, shut. No one else passes through it after that. The hadith does not say it stays open for latecomers. It says the gate is closed once the fasters have entered. This is not a metaphor about effort. This is a report about a door that locks behind a specific group. The consequence is direct. Fasting creates a separate admission line, a dedicated entrance, a route that opens only for those who choose hunger and thirst for God's sake, then closes permanently once they pass through. The image that closes this item is the door swinging shut. The last faster disappears inside. The gate closes. The path is gone. 2. Bab al-Salah. Men and women wash. They watch the sky. They check the sun. Then they move. They walk to the mosque. They stand in lines. Shoulders touch. They bow together. This happens 5 times daily. Not when they feel like it. When the time arrives. Classical scholars watched this pattern. They read Quranic verses commanding prayer at stated times. They read hadiths about the mosque. They built a gate from these texts. They called it Bab al-Salah, the gate of prayer. This name is not found in a single Sahih hadith listing the 8 gates. It is a reconstruction from tafsir. It comes from connecting sources that treat disciplined prayer as a distinct path. Classical commentators do not say this gate opens for nominal performance. They single out punctuality. They single out congregation. They describe the person who treats the 5 daily prayers as fixed appointments that never shift. The one who leaves work when the time comes. The one who wakes in the dark. Not the one who fits prayer around their schedule. The one who builds their schedule around the prayer. Sahih Muslim records hadiths on the excellence of regular prayer. The Quran emphasizes the timing. The consequence is direct. Those who enter Bab al-Salah carry an identity stamped by discipline. They are recognized for a life structured around these 5 moments. The image that closes this item is the synchronized rows moving through the gate together, on time, every time. 3. Bab al-Sadaqah. A hand places coins into a palm. The receiver sees the face. The giver is known. Elsewhere, another hand leaves bread in the dark where no one sees, no name, no witness. 2 different moments. Both are giving. Both move toward the same destination. The Quran speaks about charity washing away impurities. It speaks about zakah as obligatory and sadaqah as extra. Hadiths record the Prophet linking giving to wealth that never decreases. Classical scholars like Ibn Kathir and Qurtubi looked at these texts. They built a gate from them. They named it Bab al-Sadaqah, the gate of charity. This gate name is not found in a single Sahih hadith listing the 8 gates. It comes from tafsir. It comes from connecting the command to give with the promise of reward. Classical expositors insist this gate admits 2 kinds of people: those who give openly with large gifts visible to all, and those who give so secretly their left hand does not know what their right hand spends. The texts do not say only the famous donors enter. They say hidden charity may carry even more weight because it carries no audience except God. The gate is built wide enough for both. It recognizes the public builder of wells and the anonymous night giver who leaves money in a dark doorway. The consequence is concrete. Giving, whether the zakah calculated precisely or the extra sadaqah given freely, creates its own entrance, not a side door, a named gate built from the currency of purification and the mechanics of mercy. Sincere, accepted charity opens it. The image that closes this item is two hands, one open in the light of day, one hidden in the shadow of night, both touching the same threshold. 4. Bab al-Hajj. Men and women circle the Kaaba. They walk barefoot on hot stone. They stand on the plain of Arafat under the white sun. They sleep in the open air at Muzdalifah. They throw stones at pillars representing old rejections. These are the mechanics, the movements, the map of Hajj that millions follow. But the sources speak about something deeper than the itinerary. An accepted Hajj brings a specific reward. The person returns free from sin, like a newborn baby, clean from all previous marks. This is recorded in Sahih al-Bukhari. The Prophet stated this promise clearly. Classical scholars looked at this promise. They connected it to the 8 gates. They called this entrance Bab al-Hajj, the gate of Hajj. The name comes from tafsir and commentary, not from a single hadith listing all 8 names. It is a reconstruction based on the unique language of cleansing found in the Hajj hadiths. The texts do not say the gate opens for everyone who buys a ticket and completes the circuits. They stress the word accepted, accepted by God, valid in the divine account. The pilgrim's inner state matters, their conduct during the days, their sincerity when standing on Arafat. The ritual mechanics alone are not enough. A Hajj performed with wrong actions or wrong intentions or harm to others does not carry the same guarantee. The sources explicitly exclude the Hajj that lacks acceptance. The consequence is direct. Those whose pilgrimage is accepted carry a special status. They approach a gate built specifically for them, a door that recognizes the journey they completed and the cleansing they received. The image that closes this item is the pilgrim standing before the gate, clothed in simple white, carrying the state of a newborn, while the door swings open only for those whose acceptance is confirmed. 5. Bab al-Jihad. A body falls on the battlefield. Dirt flies, the weapon strikes, the person dies, blood mixes with the earth, but the soul does not wait in that dust. It moves immediately. It rises without pausing. This is the portrait the sources paint for the martyr, the one who dies struggling in God's path. The Quran speaks about those killed in God's way. It says they are alive with their Lord. They receive food and honor. The hadiths in the classical collections add more detail. They say the martyr feels death only as a small pinch. They say the martyr is forgiven all sins except debt. Classical scholars like Ibn Kathir looked at these texts. They built a gate from them. They called it Bab al-Jihad, the gate of struggle. This name comes from tafsir and commentary. It is a reconstruction based on the unique language of immediate reward found in the sources. Some hadiths describe martyrs skipping the usual trials that follow death. They bypass the questioning in the grave. They bypass the examination that others face. They enter paradise directly, immediately. The commentators use this fast track to justify a separate door, a different route, not the winding path through judgment. An instant entry reserved for this specific group. The consequence is direct. Those who die in this state receive expedited admission. They do not wait in line. They pass through a gate built for speed and honor. The image that closes this item is the gate swinging open the moment the body touches the ground, while others stand waiting for their reckoning. If this content is opening your eyes to what Islamic sources actually say, subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a like. That's what makes YouTube show this to more people. Done. Let's keep going. 6. Bab al-Ilm. A student sits before a teacher. The teacher opens a book. He reads one line about honesty. The student remembers it. Years pass. That student grows up. He teaches his own son. His son teaches a friend. The friend teaches his neighbor. One sentence spreads to 10 people, then to 100. The original teacher is still connected to every single one of them. The Prophet said the scholars are the heirs of the prophets. This hadith is recorded in Sunan al-Tirmidhi. The prophets did not leave behind gold or silver coins. They left knowledge. Those who carry that knowledge forward inherit their legacy. Classical scholars looked at this hadith. They looked at Quranic verses that praise people who guide others to truth. They built a gate from these texts. They called it Bab al-Ilm, the gate of knowledge. This name comes from tafsir commentary, not from a single Sahih hadith listing all 8 gates by name. Classical writers stress a specific effect that changes how we see this gate. They call it the multiplier. One teacher plants one seed. That seed grows into a tree. That tree drops more seeds. The moral consequences of what was taught keep spreading forward through generations. The teacher gets reward for every good action that comes from their original lesson, even after the teacher dies. The gate recognizes this ripple effect. It admits the teacher who changed many lives, not just the person who memorized facts for their own private benefit. The consequence is direct. Teaching beneficial knowledge creates social leverage. It functions as both personal merit and a tool that admits many others through the teacher's efforts. The image that closes this item is one candle lighting another candle, then another, until a whole room burns bright and the first candle still stands at the threshold, recognized for every flame it sparked. Item 7. Bab al-Dhikr. A man wakes up. It is still dark outside. His breath is visible in the cold air. He sits on the edge of his bed. He moves his lips quietly. He says a few words under his breath. Then he stands up. He drinks water. He walks to work. He says the same words again while walking. He comes home tired. He says them once more before he sleeps. He has done this every single day for 50 years. The Quran speaks about remembering God while standing, sitting, and lying down. Hadiths praise those who keep their tongue moist with the remembrance of God. Classical scholars like Ibn Kathir looked at these small, repeated moments. They are not big, but they are constant. The scholars built a gate from this habit. They called it Bab al-Dhikr, the gate of remembrance. This name comes from tafsir commentary. It is a reconstruction, not a name found in a single Sahih hadith listing all 8 gates. The texts do not say this gate opens for one big loud prayer that everyone sees. Classical commentators underline that this gate is built from tiny repeated acts. A word in the morning, a word at night, a word while walking to the market, a word while washing dishes. Small, habitual acts across a whole lifetime. Not one dramatic deed. Not a mountain of fire that everyone watches. The sources emphasize sincerity and constancy. That is what makes the gate recognize the person who approaches it. The consequence is direct. These ongoing interior practices become a real named entrance. Persistence in private creates a public route to paradise. The image that closes this item is a lifetime of small whispers forming a solid bridge that leads directly to the gate. 8. Bab al-Bir. A man opens his door. He sees a hungry neighbor. He does not post about it online. He just shares his food without announcing it. Later he walks past his aged mother. She carries heavy bags. He takes them from her without being asked. Someone insults him in the market. He feels the heat rise in his chest. He closes his mouth. He walks away. These moments look small. Feeding the hungry, honoring parents, restraining anger. They do not look like the big public rituals. The Quran describes the people of paradise with these exact qualities. It mentions those who feed the needy and the orphan. It praises those who swallow their anger. Hadiths add details about how the righteous treat families and neighbors. Classical scholars like Ibn Kathir collected these scattered virtues. They built a gate from them. They called it Bab al-Bir, the gate of righteousness. This name appears in tafsir commentary. It is a reconstruction based on many texts, not a single Sahih hadith listing all 8 gates. Classical expositors do not treat this as a leftover gate for sloppy cases. They present it as a high standard for a lifetime of integrated conduct. It covers the sum of small, ordinary virtues that do not fit neatly under fasting or prayer. It is not a fallback. It is a gate that weighs the consistent moral life. It is the accumulated merit of 1,000 private decisions. The consequence is direct. Those who live this sustained ethical life approach a gate built specifically for the weight of accumulated goodness. The image that closes this item is a heavy door made of many small bricks, each brick a single kind act, forming a solid entrance that opens only for the weight of a complete life. Counted together, 8 named doors verses. One headline hadith that says simply, "There are 8 gates." Ar-Rayyan shuts its doors permanently once the last faster enters, never to open again for anyone else. Bab al-Hajj stands ready only for those whose pilgrimage was accepted by God, not merely performed. Bab al-Ilm measures the ripple effect of one teacher spreading light to dozens of students. Bab al-Bir weighs a lifetime of small, invisible choices, feeding a neighbor, honoring a mother, holding back anger, until they form a heavy, solid entry. Ritual gates sit beside character gates, each anchored in specific verses, hadiths, or classical commentary that links a specific deed to a specific admission. What the 8 gates reveal is that no matter how precise the map of achievements, final admission in any judged system rests on the simple, accumulated record of what was actually done. If this opened your eyes to something you didn't know about Islam, share it with someone who needs to see it. Like, subscribe if you haven't. See you in the next one.